Hello, beautiful ones, and welcome to another Galactic Mayan astrology report with me, Jyoti. So, here we are. We're approaching the end of the cycle. Within this modality of time, we are working with a 260-day cycle of human evolution, which is how much time it takes for a human to go from conception to birth, approximately. And within that 260 days, we journey 13-day cycles with 20 signs, 20 archetypes. So every 13 days, I post a video that speaks into the archetypal energy we are moving toward. So as of tomorrow, which is the 14th of February, which has got an overlay of a fucking marketing romantic bullshitty Valentine's Day, which I probably would have felt a little bit different about a few months ago, but now I'm like, fuck that shit. It's also a new Wavespell, so we're going to focus on the new Wavespell part of things. But before we get into that, last night I was having the most beautiful ecstatic dance experience facilitated by my beautiful lioness friend for the Leo full moon. Oh my days. And the thing that arrived, sorry, I'm just pulling my slipper. Slipper got it caught under my leg. So as you are probably aware if you've been tuning into this channel, I have been going through a humongous life initiation that has taken me to my knees and beyond. And during that time and space, what's been happening is, this huge death and rebirth process, which whenever we are, when we're working from our soul, when we are offering things to the world from that part of us or from our depths, automatically how we're showing up to the world and what we're actually bringing shifts if we are shifting, because it's not the same as having a job where you're in a specific role that is a static role that you're there to fill. It's the opposite way around. So Glastonbury, this gathering in Glastonbury has been like in the field for a while, and I just keep getting little hits of like, oh, what we're doing. Now, interestingly, the people that are joining are all women. And last night in the dance, this huge vision landed that integrates all of the pieces that I've kind of been getting drip fed. But it was almost that I had to kind of go through the initiation to really receive the vision. So the name of the gathering is now Women of the New Timeline. And this is a call out to the priestesses and to the empresses that are here knowing that their life is a contribution to this new timeline of balance and of love and of respect that we are birthing together. So we are going to be integrating what we've been journeying since 2019 when we went into this huge new evolutionary alchemical cycle as a collective species. But we're also going to be really working with our wombs. So as women that have a womb, we hold the code of birthing. So for the new timeline to birth, it is going to be birthed through our wombs. So all the details, the full download, the finale of the vision can be found below. And yeah, I would love to connect with you in Glastonbury if you have a womb and you feel the call. Exciting. So also, one more thing. Look at this shit. I'd totally forgotten that this was a thing, so I haven't got it out of the box. So just bear with me a moment. But look what is here. The all-new Galactic Mayan astrological diary has landed. And it's fucking marvellous. So if you haven't journeyed with this before, it is an excellent resource for personal evolution, because you have a page a day to record your evolutionary musings, but then each day you get to decode the exact energy of the day so you can overlay your experiences into the energy of the day. Proper good. So I'll probably do some more videos about things, but I should probably just get on to what we're here for, shouldn't I? But you should totally get a diary. You should totally come to Glastonbury as well. So the 14th of February 2025 is day 222 of our 260-day cycle, which in itself is a potency. The 222 code, which is, yeah, 222 Trinity, the two Trinity. So it's a beautiful day in itself because of the number of the day, but it also signifies the beginning of a new 13-day cycle. And the archetype that governs this new 13-day cycle is that of the white wind. So we went from the warrior, which is this like divine integrity, responsibility, you know, being able to alchemize adversity, to the moon, which was all about the descent into emotion and feeling and allowing ourselves to really access the depth of the emotional body and recognize that to dissolve our stories, we have to descend into the emotional body. Divine masculine, divine feminine, and then we arrive at the white wind, which is all about the throat chakra. It's all about expression. So, my loves, all of the white signs are refining signs, so they're all about getting clear. So whenever we're journeying with a white archetype, there are red archetypes, white archetypes, blue archetypes, and yellow archetypes. And each of the colour, it's almost like the fire signs or the water signs. So there's like similarities in the energies that they bring. The white signs are about refinement. They're about getting clear. So when we journey with a white sign, often the process is like, oh, it's a bit muddy, not really sure what's going on. And then by the end of the process, we have the clarity if we choose to look. And as we are working with the wind is about expression. So everybody that I know that's a white wind has this really beautiful, innate ability to express themselves. And oftentimes that's like musically or artistically, because there's this, they are the wind. They are the wind. And the wind is about this expression. But the challenges that we can face within the wind archetype are around our communication skills or lack thereof. So the wind really challenges us to, there's the piece of it that's about the breath, and we'll come on to that in a minute, but let's talk into the communication piece to begin with. So how we communicate is everything. It is such a fundamental part of being a human being, because we are constantly in communication. We are in communication with aspects of ourselves, we're in communication with other people, we're in communication with reality, and being able to effectively communicate is a key to all of those things. And if we aren't able to effectively communicate, we're going to run into a lot of issues. Now, communication can often be blocked through fear. You know, how many times have you been in a situation where you've not said how you felt? And the interesting thing within this is that we can then go to the other end of the spectrum. So I think for me with my journey, you know, I've really gone to both extremes, and I feel like I'm finally coming into the center. So I was a very suppressed, repressed person. You know, I think I really got the good girl conditioning. And then I totally broke that apart when traumatic things went down. But then I was still suppressing and silencing myself for other reasons. So I was silenced, and it was very, very difficult for me to say how I felt, like identify what I felt or what I thought, but then say how I felt. But then as time went on, I was able to like recognize that shit, I really wanted to say something. I wanted to oppose what was going on, or I wanted to, but I couldn't get the words out. It was like closed in terms of expression. And then I swung to the other extreme of, I can communicate absolutely fine now. I can speak whatever I want now. But what would come with that would be the tendency to overshare and the tendency to share when I didn't need to share, and almost like a giving my power away through sharing so much. And what I've kind of found now in the most recent learning that I've been through is like, we get to choose, once we are clear, what we do and don't communicate. And sometimes we don't need to communicate things, you know? Sometimes our desire for communication can come from a place of like, I need you to value me. I need you. It's like, no, I fucking don't. We don't need anybody to do anything for us. But we can recognize when people don't do that and choose not to do that dance. So within the energy of the white wind, one of the really big pieces is about our throat. It's about our ability to express from our depths what is going on for us. Because that expression steers what is happening within our lives. But we also get to choose if we don't want to. But it's about coming to a place where it's a fucking choice. So often, the way that we operate as human beings, as conditioned human beings, which is the state of humanity right now, you know, and screens have not fucking helped us to get freer of conditioning. It's like amplified the fuck out of it. But where we're at now is that a lot of our expression is based on conditioning. So we've like created all of these like rules and fears and whatevers that mean that we aren't really being our full selves. We aren't really expressing our full selves. And it's, you know, sometimes it's the expression of our pain body. Sometimes we need to express our pain body, communicate from our pain body. Other times it's like the expression of our gifts and our magic. And this is the other side of the block of the white wind. It's like, you know, it's not just about communication of a thing that another needs to know or whatever. It's also the expression of our essence, you know, of our magic, of the beauty that we bring to the world, of the talents that we've got. You know, like how many times do you keep yourself small for fear of how you will be received? You know, sometimes it's the other side of like, I don't want to fucking take up that much space. How is that going to impact other people? What are they going to think about me? So really our invitation within these 13 days, primarily, we have this piece of the communication. Why are you not communicating what you need to communicate? Let go of the I need to do the communication and sit more in the reflection of why am I not? What is there? What is the fear? What is the block? What is in the way? And work with it. Lean into it. This is shadow work. This is the mission of the lifetime for us all. How can we lean into that? Why is there a block there? What is the block? And how can I dissolve that so that I could come into greater integrity and expression? Then this other piece of where am I at in terms of expressing my essence in this reality? How able, because another big piece of the white wind is creativity, you know, how able am I to demonstrate my creative magic in the world? And everybody is creative. You know, I was a textbook, I couldn't draw in terms of draw a thing that looked like a thing. I can draw, but that didn't matter then. I couldn't draw the thing that looked like the thing, so therefore I was shit at art, which therefore meant I was shit at creativity. Boom, belief system, solid as fuck. Even though I was completely like the way that I dress, the way that I create spit, like I'm oozing creativity because we all are. But at that time, The Artist's Way is a really amazing book if you feel that your creativity is blocked. But each one of us is a creative being. You know, we each have an ability to process reality through creative artistic means. And if you don't feel like you are creative, you've just not found your outlet yet. So the other invitation for this Wavespell is to play creatively. You know, play creatively. You know, if there's something that you know that you're pretty good at or that you enjoy, you know, and when I say pretty good at, it's more that there's like a congruence between I want to create beauty, and what comes out is beautiful. Yeah. You might not want to create beauty, and that's okay. It's still wonderful creation. But give yourself some space to explore your creativity and see what wants to be expressed. Now, when we kind of tie the whole thing together, I write a lot of poetry, and I do, I write songs as well, but only like, it's particularly with like the songwriting, it only ever comes from deep pain. And this is the other piece of the white wind and the beauty of it. It's like we can alchemize the challenging experiences that we've had through taking pain and transforming it into something beautiful. So the other aspect of the white wind is this channel. And what we're talking about all the time with everything that I've said is about channeling. It's about channeling what feels like our truth out into the world. It's about channeling what feels like our creative gifts from our essence into the world. But then we also have, we can channel multidimensionally. And this is the other aspect of the white wind. It's like, how can we drop into a space where we are open to channeling? And what does channeling mean? It just means bringing through. Essentially, action that comes out of mind, outside of mind. Like, it's like when we channel, we are plugged in to something. It might be an aspect of ourselves, it might be our body, it might be something more multidimensional than that. So also playing with channeling within this Wavespell. But I think the thing that's really important to say, and I always say this when I'm teaching Reiki or Second or energy healing stuff, because we're working a lot in that world with channeling. And sorry, I'm in a house now that's got really thin floorboards, so everything is super noisy. And the person that I'm living with has got the most noisy, piercing ringtone, and it just went off, and it was like, oh, and it knocked me out of my fucking channel. So sensitive, so bloody sensitive. But to reverse and revert back to what I was saying, yeah, the thing that's really key for us when we are working, particularly multidimensionally, is that we set up the space accordingly. And what I mean by that is our language is the key. So as opposed to shuffling through some oracle cards and seeing what falls out, you've got to anchor this moment, this experience, to the energy that you wanting to bring through. If you're going to do some automatic writing, or if you're going to, whatever you're going to do to open your channel, it's paramount that you set your anchor to a space of high vibrational, unconditional love. The lightest, brightest beings. I always go to the angelic realms. I have since I was a little girl. I've always felt very connected to that realm. And I know, like, dimensionally, the angelic realm is way far beyond duality. So in terms of getting good shit, it's a good place to anchor. But also the Galactic Federation of Light, I work with those guys a lot as well. But so what I'm saying within that is, if you're going to channel from a multi-dimensional perspective, with beings that are outside of this realm or energies that are outside of this realm, make sure that you set your anchor to the place that is the highest vibration. Because if not, there's low vibrational realms. They exist. It's a fucking thing. But we are sovereign beings, and we get to decide where we go and what we go. But that's why us speaking our intentions into reality is really important. So for the 13 days of White Wind, we are exploring our relation to expression. How able do you feel to be in honest communication? And if not, why not? How able are you to choose what you communicate? If you just default into reactivity and it's like, bam, that is just as unhealthy as being zipped up to fuck. So what's the middle ground, you know, and why do you not feel able to get a handle on your expression in that sense? And as is always the case, it's all about shadow work, self-reflection, understand the why, and fucking dissolve the shit. Dissolve it and clear it. You know, this isn't, I've seen a lot of stuff online recently that's like, you know, oh, you know, it's all just about the pursuit of perfection and all this stuff. And it's like, no, but we are in a corrupted system. We are in corrupted human bodies because of everything that's kind of been overlaid into our experience and all of the ancestral trauma that hasn't been processed. So though it isn't about everything being a fucking slog and us trying to be perfect, we do have a responsibility to be healing, to be changing. Because if we don't fucking do it, then the next generation's got to do it. And again, this is something that I see a lot. It's like, dude, if you don't deal with that shit, your kids have got to deal with that shit. So grow the fuck up and deal with it. You know, it's like this is the time. This is what we're here for. So within this time as well, creativity, play with your creativity, play with your channel, allow yourself to open, let yourself be seen, particularly in your weirdest, most wonderful ways. And yeah, white wind, communication, throat chakra, all things throat chakra will be present if well, no, they're just fucking all present in this Wavespell. So lean into it. My invitation, as always, is to lean the fuck in. Get yourself your new Galactic Mind Diary. Women, come to Glastonbury and let's, because the thing is, right, when women gather, crazy cool shit happens. But what's coming through for this is like we are coming together with such a beautiful intention to utilize our wombs to birth new energies to support the shift of the age, because it's an internal thing. But when we link our wombs up, oh my days, I'm so excited. So yeah, get yourselves on that and have the most beautiful Wavespell. I am in like a super duper creative space. I think whenever I go through life smashes, it unlocks something deeper in my creativity. So my Etsy story is going to be having loads of things pumped into it over the next few weeks as well. So I'll put a link to it below and just keep your eye on it. I've like gone in on the Hunab-ku being that bad boy, which is yeah, it's all about it's essentially the image of the galactic center and this beautiful, like, the balance of the light and the dark, but it is also the galactic center. You know, it's this transmission of that's fucking home. That's home. Oh, and this planet sometimes is hardcore. Not Gaia herself, like Gaia I adore, but the human karmic experience that we have come to play right now and shift into a different frequency, it's a lot in it. It's a lot. I just got that voice was fucking scary. But yeah, I've gone in on the Hunab-ku and I'm creating a lot of beautiful Hunab-ku themed things. So keepeth your eyes peeled. If you're not following me on Instagram, I've changed my name as well. Dreamspell, Dragon Mama. Dreamspell, Galactic Mind Calendar, Dragon, because I am a red dragon, and Mama is the energy of the dragon, and I do have a heck of a lot of Mama energy. So Dreamspell Dragon Mama on Instagram. I'll put it below. And you will see my creations as I upload them there. And I'm also going to be starting to do a weekly overview with cards for the Wavespells on my Instagram too. That's all for now, folks. Have a beautiful wave spell. Bye, 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 bye.